Conversation Pit podcast. I have the chance to sit with a young lady that I'm not quite sure how to introduce because a few minutes ago I found out that she's like 3 different people. I know that sounds strange, but we'll get into it in a minute. But I'll let her introduce herself and she'll tell you a little bit about her, the things that are legal, and we'll get into what she does after that. Deej?
Love it. Thank you. Hi guys, my name is Deej, better known as Busy Deej on Instagram. I am a very great traveling photographer, and I like to call myself a travel enthusiast.
Guru.
But I will take guru as well.
You've been anointed.
It is a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
I'm so ready to chit chat.
Good. So travel is like a big thing for me. Mm-hmm. Like I went out of the country for the first time probably 7 or 8 years ago.
Oh, that's nice.
Right. And it changed my whole life.
Where'd you go?
I went to Madrid.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah, I went to Madrid. I know. So it's funny that we're talking about travel hacks because it cost me like $9 to get there. So yeah, so it went and changed my life. I thought that the way I'd been living my life here in the States was completely wrong. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. One quick thing, we went to the pizza store and it was small. Like the whole place was like the size of this room that we're in. And I asked the guy, I said, well, why is it so small? Like it's literally like an oven, a counter, and like the door. And he's like, well, what else do you need? It's just pizza.
Yo.
You know what I mean? He's like, well, why do you need so much else?
They run everywhere else in the country, in the world, in my opinion, is like they work so much better with much smaller space. It's like they don't need, like, only in America do we need all of this.
Yeah.
I need acres on acres. I need to have this much space in my bathroom. I need to have this much space in my kitchen and all that stuff. But like when you go to other countries, it's humbling. It's also like, you know, they are working with so much less.
All right, so is it humbling or do you just feel like, you know, I'm greedy? Because that's how I felt. I felt like there's not an SUV in sight and I'm about to go home and get in the Tahoe. So like, I'm wasting gas, like I'm polluting the environment and everybody else around here has a scooter.
So I mean, I have a little small mini compact SUV, so I don't feel as bad. But okay, it's humbling.
Okay, Captain Planet, you didn't have to make me feel bad. Like, I drive a Prius, so I don't know what to tell you. So, talk about some places that you've been, like just some interesting places. I mean, we talked a little bit about China. Mm-hmm. So you got to talk a little bit about that, but then give me like your top 3 vacations so far.
Okay. So yes, I went to China last year for about a month for a photography assignment.
Flex.
And that was probably one of the best trips that I've been on, just because it broke a lot of I don't know if stereotypes is the right word. It broke a lot of I went there with like on the defense side of, you know, what to expect, because here in America I was fed a lot of things about the Chinese culture, the Asian culture, whatnot. So when I first arrived, I was very like, I'm ready for what they were telling me over in America. And when I got there, it was the complete opposite. You know, the culture was very nice, very friendly. Although there was a language barrier, they were still like eager to try and help. Like there were people over there that was like sharing their food, sharing their fruit and everything with me, with us. So that was a great experience because it just broke a lot of things down that I just swore that I was going to have to face. And the things that I was like preparing myself for didn't even happen. The toilet situation is weird over there. I will tell you that. It is.
I couldn't even imagine that.
Yeah, it is strange. You have to pay for toilet paper, but that's the only bad thing that I'm going to say about China.
Because that is kind of like back in the day when you used to have to put a quarter in a shopping cart. Yeah, it's just dumb. Weird. Like, I'm here. Why do I have to do that?
It's strange, but everything else was great. That was an amazing trip. And then from the business side of it, like just going into like the different factories and seeing things from like how candy's being made to like furniture, you know, all of the eyeglasses and the machines that are needed to make eyeglasses, all that stuff was just like amazing to see. Second amazing, I mean, I love Panama. I went there for the first time in January. And like
Panama sounds fun.
Panama Panama is... Y'all gotta go to Panama. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all got to go, okay? Quick, fast, and in a hurry, Panama, please. And see, it's a toss-up between Jamaica. I'm gonna just say Jamaica. I'm gonna just say...
Yeah. See, I went to Jamaica, and I'm like, I don't know that I'm going back.
Nah.
And it wasn't that I had a bad time.
You just didn't feel the need to go back.
I think I felt like I'm here spending money.
Really?
On the beach. Not a lot of money. It wasn't like I was blowing money or nothing like that.
The dollar is like way big.
Yeah, exactly. So it wasn't like I was spending a bunch of money, but like I think I felt bad because I felt like the people that live here don't really have the same access to these beaches. And here I am. You know what I mean? Coming here spending money, and it's like they can't even go. That sucks.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a big humanitarian when it comes to things like that. But I just felt I didn't like it. Like I guess I felt like the kids were like selling fruit on the street on the way to the thing, and I was like, oh, this sucks.
When I see that, when I come there, when I go to like any like, quote unquote like third world country or whatever, like I feel good like giving my money back because I know I'm one tourist or whatever, but if I see a kid on the street or if I like see somebody like on the road like selling stuff, like I feel good like giving my dollar because I know it's going to go like right back to them. And they're going to be able to use that to do whatever, pay a bill or something. I
felt terrible. I bought, I'm like certain fruits I'm allergic to. I bought so much fruit that I didn't eat because I just felt bad. Like I might have spent like $100 in fruit because I was like, this is terrible. How can I come here and spend all the, whatever. Anyway, there's a person I need to ask you about. Okay. And I heard a little bit about her a few minutes ago. You have to explain this other person though, because I'm not sure if we should be recording this conversation or not, if this person is involved in any sort of illegal activity. But we're gonna hope not. So explain this other person.
Anastasia is my travel alter ego, my travel alias, I guess you could say.
Okay. Travel Sasha Fierce. I got you.
She is from Park City, Utah.
This is hilarious, man.
She works in the pharmaceutical industry.
Okay.
And every time she is away, it is a work trip. She's just here for work.
Okay.
So she can't really give out her phone number. She can't, hang out. She's just here to have a little bit of fun and then go to work the next day.
I got you. So was there like a development process? Because my question is, how did you settle on the name? Like, is there certain times, like certain places where it's like, no, I have to leave you home?
No. And Anastasia
goes
comes
all the
out.
time.
There's actually a countdown on my Instagram right now to when Anastasia is popping back out.
So
she comes every time there is a process. So as soon as I get my hair done, as soon as the braid, Anastasia always wears braids. That's first and foremost.
Okay. All right. So basically, if there was booking info in your bio,
it would be
linked to her and not the regular
the
you.
Panamanian princess.
See, because when you first said that, I couldn't tell if we were talking about like a person or if it was going to be a little dog that you had at home.
No.
I didn't know. All right, because that's a Pomeranian. That's probably why it was different, not Panamanian. My aunt is going to smack me when she hears this because she's from Panama. I'm so disappointed.
Oh, I hope I do not mean to offend, but I'm taking my ancestry DNA kit and I'm confident that a percentage is going to come back.
Can you lie on those? Is that possible?
No, I think it's a swab test you have to do.
It's just a swab? Because I feel like they tell all kinds of people things. And like, how do you know that that's even...
I don't think you can lie with the swab test.
Yeah, okay. Because I just wonder how accurate. Like if I get one and it comes back that I'm 8% Irish, like that's the problem.
Something might have happened in your bloodline.
Yeah, but I guess.
I mean, it's
I guess. All right, so you travel and you do photography and all kinds of things. Mm-hmm. So what are you doing with your? Let's start with the travel. Mm-hmm. What are you turning that into?
So what is on the horizon? There will be a blog component called From Elsewhere, and I will recap all the information about my stay in this blog.
Okay.
When I'm on Instagram, I always get like DMs and people are asking like, how did you find this? Where did you go? I just had a girl, she DM'd me because she's going to Panama in a couple months, and she saw that I had tagged that I was in Tobago Island, and when she was doing like her search, she saw my picture and she's like, I just want to ask you like, what are some things to do, some tips or whatever. And I was like, oh, this is exactly what I'm trying to do. So now I'm working on a blog component so that people will be able to like see how much I spent on things, see how much the flights were, see where I cut corners, see what sacrifices that I make, see where I went while I was in these said like cities and countries, see the places that I would consider fun, see the places that I would consider like good places to go and eat and party and all that stuff. That's the bigger part. And then the secondary part to that would be the vacation like travel wear line that I'm working on, because you want to be nice and you want to be cute when you go away, but you also don't want to break the bank. You don't want to spend $80 for a brand new shirt that you possibly might spill some alcohol on, or somebody might spill on you or whatnot. So I'm excited about that part, bringing like affordable, fashionable vacation wear to men and women.
So that's actually that's pretty cool though. I think everybody just gets so used to wearing these Nike sweatsuits through the
they got you
and they cost too much.
So listen, so the idea came from when I went to China. I was in the like airport 4 times, because when I went to China, I arrived on the 15th, and China is about a day ahead of us. So I arrived on the 15th. I had to come back because I had a wedding to do on the 20th back in the States. So I flew back, and then I had to fly back to China on the 21st.
Wait a minute. That flight is like a day.
Yeah. Oh, I did it 4 times.
Oh, you're insane. I haven't been because I don't want to really do it once.
No,
Cause like, so what do you do on a plane that long? Like, because your whole sleep cycle's got to be different. Like that's a challenge.
What I did, so the flight to China leaves at like 1:00 in the morning. So it's already like afternoon the next day there. So so when you go there, you're kind of, because of the flight, you're on their time.
Right.
Anyway.
From the beginning.
Now, when you come back, you have to train your brain to think that, okay, it's nighttime back at home. So you have to get in the mindset of either like forcing yourself to go to sleep or take like a sleep aid or whatnot. So that, because when you get on the plane, you're going to be back on your time. So that's what once I like figured that out, that's what I did when I was going back to the States twice. I got on the sleep. I looked at what time it was, here. And although it was like 1:00 in the afternoon in China, it was 1 in the morning.
That's like such a long day though.
But yeah, you got
like that one day is 48 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's wild to think about.
It was so thrilling. That was
like, but okay, so like how excited can you be on the plane? Because I came home from Greece and that was 11 hours. And I was on that plane like, oh my God, when can we get off?
See, I guess I look at everything as like an adventure. Like, I don't know. Like, I just like, whatever happens, I'm ready. Like, what happens? Let's see how my body reacts to doing this flight 4 times in a matter of like 2 days.
No, that sounds like not a good idea. I like because the jet lag, the flying, like that doesn't.
At all.
That's the thing.
Like,
for
I
me.
came back and I was like, all right, guys, what's up? Happy hour or?
See, yeah. After a flight, that I don't know if I would be that energetic. I think I would just have to take the day and sleep.
I was ready
or
to get
just
it going.
do nothing.
But I mean, I was saying that to say, so in China, they get dressed to the nines.
I've heard that
at the airport.
I've heard that.
I mean, and it's like 5:30 in the morning. The women have heels on, makeup done, and I said, "Oh no, I can't return back. I can't come back into China." After this wedding, like just in like my Champion compression shorts and my hoodie and my sneaks. I was like, cause they out here killing it. But that's like, that's in their culture. They get dressed no matter where they're going.
That's how it was. I went to London. I've never felt so underdressed in my life. I know today I have on sweatpants, but I could be a fashionable guy, right?
Right. And then you feel like you're being judged. Like people are like looking at you like, Americans.
Yeah. And I'm like, so first of all, you don't know me.
Right.
Don't look at me like that.
Don't get it twisted. Like, cause back at home,
I can't fit 4 coats in a suitcase. You know what I mean? Like, don't judge me.
Extra skinny, slim fit.
Now that's the other thing. So I think when you travel, and the part that I always thought was cool is that we're conditioned to think that everywhere else in the world is behind.
No.
Like we think, like being born here, we think that like everything we have is like the newest and the best. And you go other places, and that's the furthest thing from the truth.
That's exactly how I felt about when I went to Panama. Like, I was prepared for Panama being a third world country-ish. And when we started driving into Panama City, you see nothing but beautiful skyscrapers.
Yeah.
And they're like buildings that you would see like over here, like LG, Panasonic, Sony, you know, like all like the bigger companies. There was a whole big behind like Bank of China building. And I was like, what the heck is Bank of China doing here?
Oh yeah, Bank of China owns everything right
and
now
listen,
though. Yeah.
So I looked it up because I had to know.
Yeah.
I looked it up. They signed a trade deal. There's a fair trade deal between between China and Panama, where China is trying to make Panama the hub for all of Latin America. So that was like a big deal because, you know, they just got the canal back from us, rude, like 10 or 13 years ago. So it's mad developed over there.
Yeah.
You know, they have Uber, they have all the like delivery stuff over there, like just things that like I wasn't prepared to see because I'm thinking they're third world.
Yeah.
And it's like, it just put things into perspective to me. It's like, you know, like we kind of like have this like mindset that like, you know, here is the best place to be, to live, you know, you're not going to have it anywhere else. And you go to these other places and you're like, they're looking kind of mad developed over here.
Yeah, and it changes you.
The properties, you can get a condo for $80,000, fully renovated in Panama.
Yeah, so first of all, if it wasn't in the jungle and I didn't have severe allergies, I would move to Bali because you can just stay for $20 a day.
Bali's on my list to
go. I want to go there too. I watched the video today and it made me hate my life because I said this is just beautiful and it looks like this all year long.
Yeah.
I go outside, there's no leaves on the trees, it's cold, it's windy, that whole thing.
I can't wait to get over to Bali. I want to go to Singapore first.
I actually want to go to Singapore just to get in that pool that's on the top. I think it's the W Hotel. It's the infinity pool on the top.
You gotta go to Gardens of the Bay.
That too.
That's the place.
That too. So if you had a list of places that you would want to go, like a short list, because I know that list is probably long. If you had a short list, like top 5 places, and I got a follow-up question too, but top 5 places you go that you haven't been yet.
Singapore, 1. Hilo, Hawaii. And I want to visit Honduras. Where else? I definitely want to go to Africa.
I was about to say, how's Africa not on that list?
And I want to go, obviously I want to go there for, you know, the cultural reasons, but there is a bird called the shoebill. I want you all to look it up. It does look kind of terrifying, but it's a beautiful looking bird to me. Okay. And it's only in Africa. So like those are the 2 reasons that I want to go to Africa. I need to see this shoebill in person before I pass out. Okay. And number 5, I don't even know. That's currently the list that I have.
So if you had to suggest, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that yet. My top places, right? No one asked me, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
Oh my God. Tell me your top places.
All right. So you were talking about places that are like, they're perceived to be poor. I found out that Zimbabwe looks like Dubai. And now I want to go.
I can believe that.
Yeah. Now I want to go. Africa is like the one place that's on my list because I feel like it will debunk everything that I think that I know. Yeah. You know, I have an uncle from Ghana and he's like, dude, it's just definitely not what you think. He's like, they make you think that like everybody lives in huts and everybody's poor and hut? That kind of thing. And he literally was like, I've been overeating my whole life. It's like, so when they try to, not at all.
Starving, and like, we have clothes, really good ones that we get tailored.
Yeah, we're not, you know, just skinny little people that can't fend for themselves and that kind of thing.
He's like, I don't know.
At all. Yeah. At all. We're so nice. Travel tips. If there was someone that wanted to go somewhere for the first time, if you were talking to a first time traveler, where would you tell them to go? Like just a starting point that's easy. Because like the reason I'm asking that is because when I went to Greece and also Germany, the language barrier was so bad. But I was just glad that those 2 places were not the first time that I was out of the country because you kind of learn to navigate a little bit, right? So like if you were to, I don't know that I would suggest China because that's probably the most difficult language in the world, but so if you were to suggest somewhere like for a first time traveler, where would it be?
I love